Welcome, dear viewers, to a tale of darkness and deception, hidden behind the facade of an ordinary town. Today, we bring you a gripping and chilling story of a small village gripped by a sinister secret. A secret so horrifying that it will send shivers down your spine. Prepare yourselves for a gripping journey into the unknown as we delve into the chilling depths of The Enigma of Two Faces. So, sit back, brace yourselves, and join us on this haunting adventure into the heart of darkness. Disclaimer: the story presented above, titled The Enigma of Two Faces, is a work of fiction. Names, characters, events, and incidents are products of the author's imagination or used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or real-life events is purely coincidental. The content of this story includes sensitive and dark themes, such as human trafficking, deceit, and criminal activities. The portrayal of such topics is not intended to endorse or trivialize real-world issues, but rather to explore complex moral dilemmas within the context of a fictional narrative. Readers are advised that the story may contain mature content and emotional triggers. Discretion is encouraged for those who may find such themes distressing or uncomfortable. The primary purpose of this fictional story is to entertain and engage readers with an imaginative narrative. It does not offer professional advice or guidance on real-life issues. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties related to the themes presented in this story, it is essential to seek appropriate help and support from qualified professionals and relevant authorities. The author does not condone illegal activities or harm to others, and the story's portrayal of criminal behavior should not be interpreted as an endorsement of such actions. Please approach this work of fiction with an open mind and remember that the characters and events depicted are products of creative storytelling and should not be taken as representative of real individuals or situations. The Enigma of Two Faces. In a small town, nestled away from prying eyes, lived a woman named Maya. To the world, she was the epitome of perfection, an ideal wife, a loving mother, and a role model for all. But behind closed doors, hidden from the judgmental gaze of society, Maya led a dark and treacherous double life. By day, Maya was a picture of grace and elegance. Her radiant smile and unwavering kindness charmed everyone she encountered. She effortlessly balanced her responsibilities as a wife and mother, always putting her family's needs before her own. Her husband, Rahul, adored her, unaware of the secrets she carried within her heart. But as the sun set and darkness enveloped the town, Maya transformed into an entirely different person. She delved into the cruel world of child trafficking, a secret underworld that thrived under the obliviousness of the naive. Donning a disguise and adopting a new identity, she slipped seamlessly into this nefarious network, playing her part and perpetuating the cycle of misery. Maya's true nature was revealed in her interactions with the criminals she associated with. She was calculating and efficient, showing no mercy as she orchestrated complex schemes to exploit innocent children. Her two faces, seemingly contradictory, allowed her to navigate both the light and the darkness with equal ease. But Maya's intricate web of deception began to unravel when a concerned journalist, Ravi, stumbled upon a clue that led him to the town. Intrigued by the stories of human trafficking, Ravi had made it his mission to expose the hidden world that preyed on the vulnerable. As Ravi dug deeper, he uncovered Maya's secret, the woman with two faces. Intrigued and repulsed, he resolved to bring her to justice. With every passing day, the weight of Maya's deception grew heavier, threatening to expose her carefully crafted facade. Maya, sensing the danger closing in, devised a plan to eliminate Ravi and erase any trace of her dark secret. But fate had different intentions. Just as she prepared to strike, tragedy struck her family, turning her world upside down. With her husband and child in danger, Maya had to make a choice. Would she continue down the path of darkness, sacrificing her loved ones for her own survival? Or would she find redemption, risking everything to protect those she cherished? In a breathtaking climax, Maya's two faces collided, forcing her to confront the consequences of the life she had chosen. As the truth came crashing down around her, Maya had a chance at redemption, a chance to break free from the chains of her secret life. The woman with two faces, torn between the darkness and the light, had to make a decision that would shape not only her own future, but the lives of those she had exploited. Would she find the strength to stand up against the darkness and become the model of righteousness she pretended to be? In the wake of the tragedy that struck her family, Maya was torn apart by conflicting emotions. The guilt and remorse for her actions in the world of child trafficking weighed heavily on her, but the fear of losing her loved ones compelled her to consider extreme measures to protect them. As Maya grappled with her choices, she found herself haunted by the faces of the innocent children she had exploited. Their frightened eyes and helpless pleas echoed in her mind, making it difficult to ignore the heinous nature of her actions. The walls she had carefully built between her two lives began to crumble, leaving her vulnerable and exposed. Ravi, the determined journalist, continued his investigation, inching closer to unraveling Maya's true identity. But as he delved deeper, he also began to uncover hints of the internal struggle within her. He sensed there was more to her story than what met the eye, and the empathetic side of him wanted to understand the reasons behind her descent into darkness. One fateful evening, as the town was engulfed in an eerie silence, Maya found herself at a crossroads. She had isolated herself from her family to keep them safe from her sinister dealings, but her isolation only intensified her feelings of loneliness and desperation. In a surprising turn of events, Ravi finally managed to corner Maya, confronting her with the evidence he had gathered. But instead of calling the authorities, Ravi chose to have an honest conversation with her. He wanted to comprehend the person behind the two faces, to understand what drove her to lead such a double life. Through tearful confessions, Maya opened up about her past. She revealed that she had been a victim of human trafficking herself, a tragic cycle she had unwittingly perpetuated. Her own childhood had been filled with pain and suffering, and she had been forced into this dark world at a young age. Ravi's heart softened as he listened to Maya's tale of woe. He recognized that Maya was a product of a system that had failed her, where victims often became perpetrators due to the absence of support and hope. He realized that, in some way, Maya was a prisoner of her own circumstances, just as the children she exploited were prisoners of the human trafficking ring. With newfound compassion, Ravi decided to offer Maya a chance at redemption. He proposed a daring plan to expose the child trafficking network from within using Maya as an undercover informant. He believed that if they could dismantle the criminal organization, they could save countless innocent lives and bring justice to those who had been wronged. Maya hesitated at first, fearing for her safety and the safety of her family. But the weight of her sins and the glimmer of hope in Ravi's eyes pushed her to make a choice. She chose to stand up against the darkness that had consumed her life for so long, vowing to protect others from suffering the same fate. Working closely with Ravi, Maya risked everything to gather information and evidence on the traffickers she had once associated with. As she navigated the treacherous world she knew so well, she struggled to resist the pull of her former life. But the faces of the innocent children she had exploited remained etched in her memory, fueling her determination to make amends. As the investigation unfolded, Maya's dual identity became more precarious, and the danger escalated. She had to think quickly and cleverly to avoid suspicion from the criminals she was trying to expose. Every step she took was fraught with peril, and the safety of her family hung in the balance. In the climactic showdown, Maya's true courage and resilience were put to the test. She found herself face to face with the powerful and ruthless kingpin of the trafficking network. The lives of countless children depended on her ability to deceive and outwit him. In a nerve-wracking exchange, Maya played a dangerous game, skillfully revealing just enough information to gain the kingpin's trust while feeding crucial details to Ravi and law enforcement. The delicate balance she struck threatened to collapse at any moment, risking not only her life but the lives of those she held dear. Ultimately, through sheer determination and a measure of luck, the trafficking ring was brought down. Maya's bravery, despite the darkness she had been entangled in, saved many innocent lives and exposed the hidden horrors that plagued society. As the truth came to light, Maya's secret life was no more, and she faced the consequences of her actions. However, instead of being condemned solely for her crimes, she was given a chance at rehabilitation due to her cooperation with the authorities and her commitment to exposing the truth. Maya's journey toward redemption was arduous and filled with obstacles, but it served as a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. With the support of therapy, she started on a path of healing, seeking to atone for her sins and rebuild her life. In the aftermath of this harrowing tale, the small town began to mend its wounds. Ravi's exposé had not only dismantled the criminal network, but also raised awareness about the pervasive issue of human trafficking, inspiring people to come together to protect vulnerable children. Maya's family, after learning the truth, faced their own emotional journey. While her husband Rahul was devastated by the revelation, he recognized that the woman he loved was still there, wrestling with her past demons. He chose to support her on her road to redemption, seeking solace in the belief that people could change and find forgiveness. As the years passed, Maya dedicated her life to advocacy work against human trafficking. She became an advocate for victims, offering support, understanding, and hope to those who had suffered as she once did. Her story, a tale of two faces colliding and the indomitable strength of the human spirit, resonated far beyond the confines of the small town. Maya's legacy became a beacon of light for those trapped in the darkness, a reminder that even in the depths of despair, redemption and healing were possible. Her journey taught people that no one was beyond salvation, and that compassion, forgiveness, and understanding could break the cycle of cruelty and lead to a brighter, more compassionate world. Throughout this podcast, we've witnessed the resilience of the human spirit, the power of empathy to heal wounds, and the strength that lies in vulnerability. We've celebrated the diversity of our shared experiences, recognizing that each individual's narrative adds depth and richness to the tapestry of humanity. But this is not the end. It's only the beginning. We will continue to be a space where stories are embraced and voices are amplified. We will keep seeking out the extraordinary in the ordinary, uncovering the stories that often go untold and shining a light on the issues that demand our attention and compassion. Remember that we are all intricately connected, woven together by the threads of humanity. As we navigate the ups and downs of life, let's continue to see the world through a compassionate lens, a lens that acknowledges the beauty in our diversity, the strength in our vulnerabilities, and the potential for positive change. With that, we bid you farewell, but not goodbye, until we meet again on the next episode of Dark Tales Unveiled. Keep seeking the beauty in humanity, and let empathy be your guide.